G'day guys, Caleb from Go Travel. One of the more common things we get asked is, do we do all the modifications and all the work on our four-wheel drive? So we don't do it all, but we do majority of it. Which got me thinking, where do you start when you want to work on your four-wheel drive, when you want to modify something or change something? It's important to note that I'm not a qualified mechanic, so if in doubt, make sure you seek a professional opinion. Just got lazy and didn't do the fronts, so today we're going to make it happen. Now, the first thing when working on any vehicle is make sure it's in gear, park brakes on, keys are out of the ignition. Right. The second thing, which won't see because I've already done it, is clean workspace. So I don't have an elaborate shed or workshop set up or anything like that. I'm just in my garage at home. But what I do is I've swept the floor, I've made sure it's clean, so you know there's no rocks or anything when you crawl it under the car. Right, so it is important to have some idea of what you're doing, and the way to get the knowledge that you need to do whatever task it is, always consult workshop manuals, because they're a really good guide. Obviously that's what the mechanics use, tell you how to take things apart, put things back together. Groups, Facebook groups, always heaps of information on them, but of course don't believe everything you read on the internet, because it's not always true. And then of course you can always ask a mechanic. So yeah, the workshop I normally go to get the big jobs done, the jobs that I can't do, I always talk to the guys and have a chat with them, and you'll be surprised what they're willing to help you out with. So having a workbench or a works table of some description is important. So I just use a little folding camping table. Just a place to lay all your tools out, have all your gear at reach. There's nothing worse than putting down a spanner and then spending half an hour trying to remember where you put the bloody thing. Now when it comes to working on four-wheel drives, one thing I do all the time now, safety glasses. We all love driving in the dirt, driving in mud. The amount of times you're under your four-wheel drive and you're crap falling in your face, for the sake of a cheap pair of safety glasses, it'll save your eyes. So another thing I started doing is I wear mechanics gloves now. So I've got sick of busted knuckles and having sore hands. I know I got a bit of flack from the boys about it, but I can live with that. The good thing about mechanics gloves is they're available everywhere now. They're not that expensive, and yeah, they definitely do help save your hands when you slip off a bolt. Yeah, you got these Tool Pro ones. Pretty comfy too, actually. You've got some hard rubber on the top and grippy stuff to hold onto your tools. I will say they can be a pain when you're putting nuts on and that, so I don't wear them all the time. I generally find I do like a Michael Jackson, I might have one glove on. So obviously jacking any car up can be dangerous. The most important thing, make sure you've got a good quality jack that's got the right reach, it's got the right weight rating, it's right for lifting your vehicle. And then once you jack it up, never leave your car on jack, never work on a jack. Four-wheel drive jack stands are essential. Yeah, make sure they're rated for what you're doing. So these stands here, rated for 3 ton, which is more than what we're going to lift on this, so which is good. Yeah, ratchet style stand. Just make sure when you do put it under, it's locked into place. Every car will have places where jack stands, where the jacking point should be. So make sure you put the jack stands in the right place. Make sure you refer to the manufacturer's manual and it will tell you where they need to go. Oh, and of course, just watch your fingers for them too, because you've got potential to grab your finger and hurt your finger. They've got like a curved point, so if you do sit your car on the diff or anything like that, it sits in there nicely, there's no chance of it slipping off. Good solid stand. They're not very expensive either, they're only, I don't even think they're $100. No. Good old Supercheap stands, you can always get them on sale too, that's another good thing. One thing I do before jacking any car up is, I always position the stands where I'm going to need them. So then the other part of jacking up the vehicle, obviously the main part, is the jack. So as you can see, this jack here is good for 2,700 kilos. It's actually one of Tool Pro's aluminium jacks. The reason I actually went for an aluminium jack, is that's a pretty cool jack, is because they are heaps lighter. Heaps lighter. A bit of a pad on the handle in case you hit the bumper. Not that that's going to affect us, because we've hit plenty of things with the bull bar. But one of the cool things about this is, weight-wise, it's actually quite light. It's got a locking pin for the handle, so you just screw that in place. not too tight, because the handle, you can see down in there, it's got a double pump, but it's also got the locking mechanism to lift and lower the jack. And not to mention, it's green and looks cool. So what I'm going to do with the jack is I'm going to put it on the back of the bash plates where they bolt to the cross member. So if I didn't have bash plates, I'd make sure the jack's aligned with the cross member, and I'd lift the car off the cross member. So for me, I just want enough height to be able to take the wheel off. So all I'll do is jack it up just enough so it lifts off the ground, enough to get the stand under and position the jack stand. So yeah. Make sure you position the jack on the factory jacking point, lock it into place. So then slowly lower your jack, nice and steady, so it sits on the stand. Never ever work with your car on a jack, always make sure it's on a stand. Don't go into the car whilst it's just on a jack itself, because jacks have the potential to creep. So another thing I do precautionary every time I'm working on a car, when I've got it on jack stands, whatever wheel I take off, I always throw it in under the car, under the chassis, behind the jack stand, just so if it happens to fall, it's not going all over the ground. And so again, when removing the jack stand, just stay out from under the car. And when lowering, just make sure you just nice and slowly, no rush. And all wheel bolts, make sure you torque them up to the manufacturer specification. And most importantly, anytime you work on your car, make sure anything you touch, you double check it. So now we've rechecked everything we've touched, we're going to test everything that we've supposed we've fixed. So because we've just played around with brakes, we're going to get in the car, we're going to make sure the brakes work before we go for a drive, then we'll take it for a road test, and then we'll come back. So yeah, time to clean up, pack away, put away all our gear, all our mess. Now, one thing I have been doing lately is the tools that I've been carrying in my car, my off-road toolkit. I've actually been using them a lot more. So what I do is every time I work on my car at home, I make sure I grab the tools out of the bag, and I see, that way I see what I am actually using, what I'm not using, and it'll give me an idea of what I need and what I can get rid of, and if we do break down, we know we've got the right tools. So there you have it, follow them tips and you'll pretty much be able to get any modification or any job done. Just to recap, clean workspace, make sure you park safe, make sure you've got a workbench, table, somewhere to lay your tools out, make sure you've got the safety gear that's appropriate, whether it be glasses, gloves, etc. Make sure you've got the right jack and the right stands for the weight of your vehicle. Make sure you've done your research, you've got a manual or instructions, whatever it be, whatever you need to get the job done. Just something to fall back on. Make sure you double check everything that you touch. Take it for a test drive, make sure you test it in the garage before you take it around the block, before you get some speed up. Come back, clean up and have a beer. You've earned it.